The heavy oak door of Bartholomew's tavern swung shut, muffling the drizzle and gloom of Nottingham streets. Inside, a hearth roared with a welcoming blaze, the air rich with the scent of roasting venison, fresh-baked bread, and mulled wine. The atmosphere was one of prosperous warmth, a stark contrast to the cold stone cell the sheriff had just left. Patrons, well-dressed merchants and minor nobles nodded respectfully as he crossed the room. Bartholomew himself, a portly man with a meticulously trimmed beard and an apron over fine woolen clothes, emerged from behind the polished bar. His face broke into a genuine wide smile. "My Lord Sheriff, your table is ready as always." He gestured to a corner booth, spacious and slightly elevated, offering a clear view of the entire room, yet affording a degree of privacy. It was the sheriff's unofficial throne room in the city's social sphere. "A triumphant evening, Bartholomew," the sheriff said, sliding into the comfortable seat with a sigh of deep satisfaction. "A night that calls for your finest claret and the rack of lamb I can smell. And do not think to bring me a bill. Celebrating a civic victory should not carry a personal cost." "Of course not, my lord. The honor is mine," Bartholomew replied, signaling to a waitress before sitting himself, uninvited but expected, at the edge of the bench. This was their custom. "A civic victory, you say? The rumors buzzing through the city are particularly loud today." The sheriff accepted a goblet of deep red wine from the attentive waitress, the young woman with a keen eye and a quiet efficiency he appreciated. He took a long, savoring sip before answering. "The loudest rumor is true. Robin Hood sleeps tonight in my deepest dungeon, shackled and broken, not by force of arms, but by force of contract and compound interest." Bartholomew's eyebrows shot up. "Interest? You've employed commerce as a cage. My lord, that is diabolical." His tone held profound admiration. "It is justice, my friend, pure and simple," the sheriff corrected, though his smile acknowledged the compliment. "I let his arrogance blind him, you see, fed his hubris until he was bloated with it. He signed a contract to see me gone forever, contingent on an archer's wager. He cheated, of course, using his wench, Maid Marian, to move the bullseye to ensure I missed. A move I anticipated and accounted for from the very beginning. I aimed poorly on purpose, and the result was devastating for Hood." The waitress returned with a steaming plate of herb-crusted lamb, roasted roots, and gravy. The sheriff nodded his thanks, his gaze following her for a moment as she left to attend to other patrons. Bartholomew watched, pouring more wine. "You must tell me the penalty for his losing," Bartholomew said, with a certain joy in his tone. "The penalty," the sheriff said, cutting into the tender meat, "is the assumption of all debt he has ever incurred against the crown, plus a lifetime's accrual of interest. I studied the ledgers. The number is astronomical. He is now an indentured asset, a permanent entry on my balance sheet. He will spend his days collecting the taxes he once stole, and his soul, I assured him, remains mortgaged even after his body fails." Bartholomew sat back, letting out a low whistle. "You haven't just captured the man, you've corrupted the legend. You're turning the people's hero into their tax collector. It's beautiful." He raised his own tankard in salute. "The toast of Nottingham should be to your genius." "Let them toast to peace and lawful prosperity," the sheriff demurred, though he clinked his goblet against Bartholomew's tankard. "And to loyal subjects like yourself, who understand that stability and good business are one and the same. Your timely whispers about the outlaws' potential gathering places were, as ever, most useful." "It is my pleasure and duty," Bartholomew said, his voice lowering. "We go back a long way. My staff knows to listen. A well-paid ear is a loyal ear. We all benefit from a calm and orderly shire." They ate in comfortable silence for a few moments, the sheriff savouring his victory meal. The tavern hummed around them, the epitome of the controlled, profitable order he fought to maintain. Finishing the last of the lamb, he caught the eye of the waitress and motioned her over. She approached with a polite smile. "The meal was exemplary, as always," the sheriff said, his earlier cruelty entirely absent, replaced with a patron's cool civility. He reached into his coin pouch and drew out several silver coins, far exceeding the value of the meal. He placed them firmly into her hand. "For your excellent and attentive service." The waitress's eyes widened slightly. "My lord, thank you, but the meal was on the house, I know. This is for you. A thriving establishment relies on its staff. Consider it a token of my appreciation for maintaining such high standards. You earned every bit." She blushed, offering a quick curtsy of thanks before hurrying away, likely to show her companions the generous bounty. Bartholomew beamed. "You are too kind, my lord." "Nonsense," the sheriff said, rising from the table and straightening his tunic. "Rewarding good service and loyalty is the foundation of good governance. It is what separates civilization from the chaos of Sherwood. Promote order, punish deceit, and ensure everyone understands their place. That, Bartholomew, is the true lesson of tonight." "And what of Hood's place?" Bartholomew asked, walking him to the door. The sheriff paused on the threshold, the tavern's warmth at his back, the damp night before him. A cruel, quiet smile touched his lips. "His place is to think, to sit in the dark and think about the interest compounding on his soul. Good night, my friend, and send any visiting dignitaries my way. I shall continue to direct them to your excellent establishment." Stepping out into the misty Nottingham night, the sheriff felt a profound sense of contentment. The meal was settled, the tip given, the loyalty of useful men reinforced, and his greatest enemy was not merely captured, but conceptually dismantled. It was, he reflected, a perfect evening's work.